So you're thinking of buying a home in Spring Hill, Florida? Well, settle down and grab the popcorn because I'm going to give you the most comprehensive map overview of the Spring Hill area. We're going to take a dive into some of the communities that you might want to live in and give you the breakdown of what they look like, as well as the general setup of the infrastructure. We'll do a quick overview of where it is in relation to some of the other bigger cities and areas locally. And we'll also take a look at where some of the amenities and restaurants are, and I'll share with you some of my personal favorites. So you're going to want to stick around for all of it. Don't miss it. Let's take a dive in. Now, I always think that Spring Hill gets overlooked when you're looking at the suburbs of Tampa in favor of some areas like West Chase or Wesley Chapel, which are a little bit more popular maybe and closer to Tampa. But Spring Hill is really a great place to consider. It's actually where I've lived for about 15 years before I moved to Brooksville. It has a real small town charm about it, but it's about 45 minutes north of Tampa. And then depending what it is you're looking for, as far as 55 plus retirement communities or gated communities, homes on the golf course, homes on waterfront or acreage, it really has a whole selection of homes here. And the prices are relatively more affordable than some of the other areas. So definitely a great place to consider. And we'll take a look at some of the areas in a little bit more detail. Hey guys, Ross Hardy from the Hardy team at Remax Marketing Specialist. And if this is the first time you're on our channel, please be sure to like this video and then subscribe. You can click on the bell button and that's going to give you the notifications of all of the latest videos that we drop about the Spring Hill and Brooksville area, what's going on, where to live, some of the new communities that are popping up, our favorite places to go to and eat and have fun, as well as everything Spring Hill and news about the market. So be sure to click on the bell, subscribe, and get those notifications. And also, whether you're 9 months or 9 days away, don't hesitate to reach out to us with any questions that you have. We're local experts. We've been here for 18 years plus doing real estate. We're happy to answer any question, big or small. So call us, text us, or set up a Zoom meeting with us, and we can go into that in a little bit more detail. So for those of you that don't know, Spring Hill is about 45 minutes north of Tampa, Florida. We're about 10 miles inland from the west coast, the Gulf Coast of Florida, so a lot of waterfront activities, but it's really a great location. Like I said, 45 minutes north of Tampa and about an hour and 15 minutes west of Orlando. So very, very good as far as reaching major cities within Florida. And then Spring Hill's also only about 15-20 minutes away from I-75 if you want to go further north up towards Jacksonville, Tallahassee, or even some of the more northern states just above Florida. So great location. Population is about 113,000. And so let's take a dive into the Google map here and start taking a look at the lay of the land so you can feel a little bit more familiar with it, as well as look at some of the communities and price points that might be within your budget if you're considering buying a home here. Okay guys, so here we are looking at the map of the Tampa Bay area here. And as you can see, Tampa is at the southern point here. We have St. Pete and Clearwater due to the west, just over the bridges. And as you work your way north, up 589, which is the toll road, you can see that you will land upon Spring Hill. So from the airport exit right down south by Tampa here to Spring Hill exit, it's 41 miles. So we're about 40 miles, 45 miles north of Tampa, depending on exactly where you're coming from and where you want to be. So you can be door to door from Spring Hill in one of the neighborhoods close to the Suncoast Expressway in around about 35-40 minutes on a good run. And as you can see here, some of the more popular areas that sometimes overlooked ahead of, a little bit further south, about halfway between those 2 points. So you can see Spring Hill's very, very good geographically to the Suncoast Parkway, makes easy access. And then you can also go across State Road 50 here through Brooksville and across through Claremont and wind up in Orlando. So very, very easy access to both. And then you can quite easily hop on 75 as well and go a little bit further north if you're heading up towards Jacksonville through Gainesville and so on. So now let's take a little dive in a little bit closer and start looking at some of the neighborhoods specifically that might interest you and take a look at the geographic location and some of the other features of that. So I'm going to start off here a little bit further north towards State Road 50 here. And we're going to take a look at Silverthorn Golf and Country Club. Now this is a gated golf course community. It's semi-private, meaning you can still go in there as a member of the public. But there's about 800 homes in there. And the thing I like about this neighborhood, and I've actually lived there a couple of times in the past, is one, that it's so close to the Suncoast Expressway. So the entrance exit is actually right here. Most of the homes in this neighborhood, you do not hear the road traffic noise. Maybe just a couple over towards the Legend Hill side of the villas sometimes. But excellent geographic location, easily accessible to just about everything in town and a little bit further away as well. So you do have the community amenities in there as well for pool and fitness, tennis, basketball, and also some of the HOA dues cover your cable and internet bill. You also have the restaurant and bar over there as well. But it's also very, very well situated, close to just about everything you would need locally. So if we go a little bit closer again here, you can see just out the front here, there's a little strip mall. They have a wonderful Italian restaurant in there. They have a good hibachi restaurant. There's a pho restaurant just opening in there. And then your nearest Publix supermarket is actually only about a mile away, right down here. The Publix at Barclay. Now, all of this stuff in here is going to be pretty much commercial. So you have a good sports bar and grill in here, Rice and Beans with Tidal Brewing next to it. There's a great local spot. Your Publix supermarket in here, again, with the usual suspects as far as a couple of restaurants, a Chinese takeout, a pizza place, Beef O'Brady's, your UPS store is also in there. So those are about a mile south. So great location as far as everything that needs to be done locally. And then as we start taking a look at some of the schools, it's right by Powell Middle School. It's right by Challenger School as well, by Sterling Hill here. So here's Challenger K8. It's one of the magnet schools, fantastic school locally. So close to just about everything you could be looking for. Now, Silverthorn does have around 800 homes, different styles of homes as well. So they have maintained villa properties in there, where the homeowners association will take care of the yard, the outside, paint, the bushes, trimming, the fertilization, and so on and so forth. They start around 1,000, 1,100 square foot. The average size of the villas is around about 1,700 square foot, and the prices start around 240 in this current market. And then the homes go all the way up to highly customized luxury homes on the half-acre home sites in Firethorn Point. And they can be anywhere up to $900,000, $1 million, and 5,000 square foot plus. And there really is everything in between. The most common size for a single family property in Silverthorn is going to be around 2,300 square foot. And in the current market, that's going to be somewhere around $450,000, $460,000. Now, another great thing about this little triangular area here is there are 3 neighborhoods in here. So I also want to talk a little bit about Pristine Place and Sterling Hill. So Pristine Place is this little area in here. So Pristine Place is similar to Silverthorn as far as the makeup of the community. It's a gated community, has a lot of the same amenities that Silverthorn has. It does not have the villa homes. It only has single family homes, and it does not have the golf course. But again, geographically, it's close to the same stuff as Silverthorn was. Pristine Place is a little bit smaller. It's around 600, 625 homes. It is a gated community, like I said. The homes range from around 1,700 square foot to 3,300 square foot. A couple of homes might be a little bit larger than that. And the price ranges are going to be from $350,000 to $550,000, again, with a couple of homes being outside of that. And then the other neighborhood is Sterling Hill. So Sterling Hill started development back in 2005. So the homes are a little bit newer than the Silverthorn and Pristine Place neighborhood for the most part. But it pretty much covers this entire area here. Much larger community, and you can see it spans both sides of Elgin, which is a major road. So there's a north side and a south side. Each side has its own community center, clubhouse, tennis courts, swimming pool, basketball courts, and so on and so forth. And then each little area you can kind of see here is broken down into its own little gated enclave. So these are all separate gated enclaves with their own gates. So there's about 7 or 8 of those in there, and the styles of homes in there are vastly different from one to the next. The level of finishes are different. Some are brand new homes. D.R. Horton just finished building in this area here. So they're more like 2019 through 2023, 24. And there's one final section being built in here now, which they haven't quite broke ground on yet. And then some of the other homes, around 2005, like I said, there are single story homes. There are 2-story homes. Some homes have pools, some homes do not. So again, a wide range of price points in there, as well as a wide range of upgrades and amenities. Again, because of its proximity to Challenger K8, This is very, very popular with families moving to the area. Also, as far as some of the amenities it has, such as children's playgrounds, little sand pits, beach volleyball, stuff like that, really appeals to those younger children. Kids love it, so we found that to be very, very popular with those. So homes in Sterling Hill are going to be anywhere from 1,400 square foot up to around 3,600 square foot. Prices are going to range from 275,000 to 475,000, so a little bit more bang for your buck than you might get in Silverthorn or Pristine Place. And again, some homes will be outside of those ranges, but that's going to be a pretty good range for Sterling Hill. So I'm going to change pace now, and I'm going to start looking a little bit further west. And down here, right by US 19, almost to the coast on Hernando Beach, you can see it here in big letters, is Timber Pines. Now, Timber Pines is a master planned 55 plus retirement neighborhood, and it is absolutely humongous. It actually consists of 57 mini neighborhoods. Yes, 57. There are over 70 floor plans and over 3,500 homes in there. And because of the size of it, they have social clubs and amenities for days. So if you are 55 plus and you're looking for a active retirement community, Timber Pines might want to be on your list. They do have 4 golf courses in there. I think they have 50 or 60 social clubs in there, and they do a lot of day trips organized in the community. So like I said, very, very active community in there. There are 2 ways to access the community. If you live there, you can access it on US 19, or you can also get in just off of Deltona Boulevard on Avalon. So a couple of ways you can get in and out of the neighborhood. And then as you go a little bit more granular here, you can see right outside of the main entrance over here is again where you're going to have some restaurants. There's a mix of chain restaurants like Cody's, Chili's. There's a Cracovia Polish restaurant, which is an independent restaurant. There's also some places out the front here and here, which is Cupcake Store and some other little kind of locally owned places. So some really, really great things that you can get right on your doorstep. And US 19 is really, really covered in strip malls, restaurants, and everything you could need. So again, if you're there, you have great access via Spring Hill Drive, and then the Gulf of Mexico is literally just here. So you just go west here, and you're maybe 5-10 minutes from the beach. I wouldn't be doing its service without mentioning the Spring Hill Botanical Garden and Nursery right here. It's a great way to spend a day. I love checking that out with the family. And there's also Delta Woods Park, just a little further north on Deltona from Timber Pines for some family activities, or if you just want to get some fresh air. Okay, now as we move back east a little bit here, I want to focus in on an area called East Linden Estates. So East Linden Estates is going to be in this section here off of Linden Drive. Now, these are half-acre home sites. It's not gated in there, but there are homeowners association restrictions. So all of the homes are kept up a certain way, but you do not have quite the strict and stringent homeowners association regulations that you do in some of the gated communities. With it not being gated, you do have a little bit more land. They're half-acre home sites and above. And again, really, really close to County Line Road, very, very quick access to 589 to get down to Tampa. So location-wise, it's fantastic. You have the shops at Avalon right outside here. So one of my favorite sushi restaurants is in there, for example. And then you also have the Publix a mile or 2 away at Seven Hills. There's an Applebee's Bar and Grill. There's also Tampa General Hospital. They just bought out Rivera, located right here. And there's also a pool hall there if you like shooting pool. There's the Locomo skate rink. So some really, really great amenities right on your doorstep. And then Four Corners, which is right here, which is kind of the central area of Spring Hill, has your Planet Fitness for your gym. The YMCA is just right here. It's also close to Veterans Park. So a lot of kids flag football and stuff is held there. So again, location-wise, very, very close to everything. Kind of a hub right there. Very, very popular neighborhood for those that want a little bit more land. Just a little bit further east of East Linden Estates is Avalon. Now, Avalon's one of those neighborhoods that popped up around 2005, 2006 again. And that's this area in here. Again, it's being added to constantly. There's a new addition going in here. And another one back here where there's brand new homes being built. But again, right by that shops of Avalon, this is actually one of the newest Publix supermarkets locally. It's a really, really popular one, extremely easy to shop at, and it's not very, very busy. compared to some of the other ones, so you might want to hunt that out. But there are, again, some different sections here to Avalon as we start getting a little bit more in depth here. But one thing I want to make note of is this little section in here. And this section off of Welby here, Bassingthorpe, and all of this in here, this is actually all behind its own separate gate. So Avalon itself is not a gated community, but this particular section in here is gated. Now, again, these are higher end custom homes. This is half-acre home sites and above. And it's just something a little bit different than some of the other homes in Avalon. It's less cookie cutter. They do have a community clubhouse and pool, which is situated right in here. Now the homes in Avalon, just under 1,000 homes located in there. They start around 1,350 square foot, go up to 3,500 square foot plus. A lot of those custom homes are much larger than that. They're going to range from $265,000 to $750,000 plus. And then one final one I want to take a look at is Lake in the Woods, which is a gated community with very, very high-end custom homes. Just about every home in there is unique. So that's going to be west of US 19. So as we look at the map here, we can zoom, in, and it's going to be right behind the Target and Publix on US 19, situated right back in here. Much, much smaller, much more intimate community. There's only around 300 homes in this neighborhood, and the sizes are going to range from 2,500 square foot on the small side all the way up over 5,000 square foot. Most of the homes are around 3,000 square foot in there. They're going to range from $450,000 to over $1 million. They are much larger lots. They are much larger homes in there. But again, location-wise, you've got Lowe's. You have Target, Publix right outside the door here. There's a couple of strips here with some nice restaurants in there, locally owned pizza places, sushi places, bar and grill. So very, very close to those. If you go a little bit further north, you're right by State Road 50 and Weeki Wachee State Park and the Springs and Buccaneer Bay. So if you've ever heard about the mermaids in Weeki Wachee, that's where they're going to be, is right here. It's one of the local hotspots. So that's kind of the neighborhoods I wanted to talk about real quick. Just some of the other points of interest as far as hospitals go. So you do have your HCA Florida Oak Hill Hospital up here on State Road 50. You do have Tampa General Hospital, which is the old Brooksville Hospital, which is situated right here. And then you also have the Tampa General on the Spring Hill side of County Line Road. So those are the three main hospitals locally. You can see pretty much everything is going to be within that little triangle that you need to worry about right there. As far as main through roads, what you need to be looking out for is everything works within a grid here. So 41 runs south all the way to Tampa. This is actually Brooksville in here, but this would be Spring Hill. 589 is the Suncoast Toll Road, which will run north-south. You have Mariner that runs north-south. Deltona in US 19, and then running east-west, you have State Road 50, Elgin, Spring Hill Drive, and County Line Road. So pretty much everything's going to be located within this grid system here. A lot of restaurants, supermarkets, and general stores on Mariner Boulevard. So right in here. Deltona a little bit less so. Elgin is basically all residential, although you do get into a little bit of commercial right up here in this area outside of Silverthorn. There are some great schools. So Nature Coast Technical School, high school is right in here. Chocochatty Elementary School is right in here. We've had 3 children go through there. And then you also have over here, Brooksville Airport, which is a fantastic little airport. You can learn to fly there, get your pilot's license. A lot of aircraft going in and out of there for what would be considered generally a small airport. So again, right off of the Suncoast Expressway, easily reachable. And as we zoom out a little bit further here, again, I just want to make note of this is the County Line Roads. This is the border between Hernando County and Pasco County here. Now, if you guys have hung around till now, I'm going to let you in on a couple of hidden gems right at the end here. So the first one is this area right down the bottom here, which is Hunter's Lake. So this is actually one of the few wet lakes in Spring Hill. Homes here have some beautiful waterfront views if you can get in and around this lake here. There's not a ton of waterfront lots, but those that are in very, very high demand. So look out in this area here if it's something that would interest you to be on the waterfront. This is right by County Line Road and US 19. So again, you can just go all the way east on County Line to find yourself back at the Suncoast Parkway.
to get to Tampa, or you're right by US 19 to go south into Hudson, Port Richey, and then eventually into Holiday, Tarpon Springs, Palm Harbor. So homes in there are going to be 1,300 square foot up to around 3,000 square foot, starting around $220,000 up to maybe $450,000. Some homes outside that range again, but not too many of them. And then one more final gem I want to let you in on is more central in Spring Hill. It's going to be just off of Coronado back here, and it's actually Plantation Estates. So again, these are half-acre home sites, custom homes, very, very private, very, very quiet back here, but a beautiful little area. Not very many homes, only around 100 homes in this little small neighborhood. Not gated, but with some deed restrictions yet again, just to make sure everything is a little bit more uniform. This might be an area that you want to consider if you want to be a little bit more off the beaten path, a little bit quieter with some land, but still be in an area surrounded by nice higher end homes. They're going to range from 1,850 square foot up to 2,900 square foot or so. Price points in there are going to be from $350,000 to $550,000. So again, I just want to kind of zoom out and just show you on a grand scale that Spring Hill is north here of Tampa, and then I'm going to draw on the map real quick some of the key points of interest, so just bear with me here. So we have Tampa General Hospital here. We do have another hospital up here and another one in Wisconsin right around here. You do have Anderson Snow Park. This is the main park for kids soccer, baseball, and some of those things. They are in the process of building a new splash pad in there. You do have Veterans Park on Spring Hill Drive. You have Delta Woods Park on Deltona, as well as some other ones scattered around. And then as far as the main areas for restaurants and shopping, shopping is going to be up on State Road 50, no doubt. That's where most of the major department stores are. It's going to be right up in here, and they're always doing construction and adding new stuff in there. And then the restaurants are going to be along Mariner Boulevard, Spring Hill Drive up towards the Suncoast Parkway, this little area in here, couple situated in here, and then some on Deltona around here. And then pretty much all of US 19 is commercial. Now, for those of you that like some waterfront activities, you can go west to Hernando Beach and into Weeki Wachee. You can go in there, you can rent kayaks to go through the river. There are several boat ramps in Hernando Beach here where you can get out to the Gulf and explore. There's beautiful water out there. There's also some flats out there where people park their boats on the weekend to have a little bit more fun. But that's really a general overview of Spring Hill. I hope that's given you a good insight, as well as seeing a little bit about some of the neighborhoods. Now, as always, we help people find their dream home in the Spring Hill, Brooksville, and greater Tampa Bay area. So if you ever need anything, whether it's you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, please don't hesitate to reach out to me and the team. We'd love to help people. We help over 200 families a year make the move to the area with the local experts. We know about all of the local restaurants. We actually have review food pages for those, and we'd love to share our knowledge with you guys. Okay guys, so that's going to do it for our map tour of Spring Hill. Be sure to comment below. Let me know what your favorite part was. Let me know what your favorite community is, or what your favorite area is if you're already local to the area. If your favorite wasn't included, I'd love to feature it next time when I'm redoing this video to update it. So please leave your comments below and like this video. And just one final reminder, whether you're 9 months or 9 days away, be sure to reach out to the team and I with any questions you have about the local area here in Spring Hill or Brooksville, Hernando Beach, Weeki Wachee, or any of the Tampa suburbs. Like I said, we're local experts and we'd love to help you make the right decision in your next move. Until then, I hope you enjoyed this video. We hope to show you around town soon. I'm Ross Hardy, and it's time to love where you live.